Today on the Dude Absolutely podcast, hippos on campus, Grinchomorph body types, radium girls, pop rocks blowjobs, sirens, and we say thanks for the thanks things. Enjoy the show.
Dude. Yeah, absolutely.
Dude, absolutely.
Are you looking for your headphones? Because those are mine.
Okay, well, you're dumb and I hate you because that's where I put mine first. And
Yeah.
then you switched them because
And I was like, this guy thinks he deserves the number one spot. What are you, Jay-Z?
No, I'm Ludacris because that song's by Ludacris.
What are you talking about?
Number one spot.
I know, but rappers in general just are all gunning for that number one spot.
Okay, well, I'm talking about the song called Number One Spot by Ludacris. It was
Plug
the
me
second.
into the goat headphone jack.
It was the second rap song I ever memorized.
First rap song I ever memorized was I looked out the window and what do I see? Popcorn popping on the apricot tree. Spring has brought me. Bring the bass. Hey man,
Hey,
how you slapping?
dude, much better lately.
Yeah.
Yeah, because as you know, I've been taking a little tea break from the boozing.
Oh yeah, we didn't get to talk about that.
Yeah, I haven't since not this most recent Sunday, but the Sunday before. I just haven't had a drop, and I have a theory that I really want to talk to you about today because
Okay.
I think both of us at completely different stages and coming from completely different scenarios actually might have the same thing going on, but at different scales.
Okay.
But first, how are you sleeping?
We're still just doing stuff nonstop with the house, so it's slightly better.
Yeah,
I've been
because
taking my nighters a little earlier, and I'm actually like exhausted at the end of the day.
Right.
So
Well, it's a
Got that
good
going
reason
on.
to keep the expending the energy.
yeah,
Keep that rolling. All right, you ready for my theory?
What's up?
Okay. Alcohol is a central nervous system depressant,
Right.
right? So not only does it get you out of the headspace that you're in, it also gets you out of, technically, the physical space that you're in. Puts you in a new physical spot, right?
Okay. Yep.
Because your central nervous system is depressed. Whether you're consuming a lot of it or a little of it, it does have an effect on your central nervous system. That's what it affects first, before it affects brain function.
Right.
So that's why you get sleepy quicker when you're drinking. That's why after so much you can't stay awake. You just black out. You know, there's
Right.
because your hippocampus just shuts off. But there's the theory I have is after stopping consuming alcohol, whether you were doing it for a year or 5 years or 3 months, depending on the level of binging you were doing or what you were consuming, every time you come out of that depressed central nervous system situation, I noticed, like when I would wake up in the morning and then through most of the day, I would have wicked anxiety. And to me, I wonder if that's your body doing the yin and the yang thing. And this is obviously just a hypothesis, but where you depress your central nervous system so you don't get all of that function, right? So
Yeah.
then when you come out of it, it spikes it so that you are at equilibrium on average, and then you consume again, so it dips way back down. And so that's why your emotions are so radically different
Right.
when you're consuming and not consuming. Is that something you learned about?
Yeah, to a certain extent, that's true because, to what you were saying, you're depressing those things. You're also confusing your reward system.
Yeah.
So in that confusion, so the anxiety is very, very common when people stop consuming, and it's because your body gets used to. It's like how when you're tired, you go lay down.
Right.
When you're hungry, you go eat something.
Right.
When you're not feeling so great, and you have a thing that will curb that feeling, you go and you do that thing.
Right.
So your body, like on a subconscious level, knows that it has this thing that it can rely on
Right.
to an extent.
Yeah.
And obviously the severity varies.
It begins to
to
expect it. Like it's
Mhm.
not just that it relies on it. It's like, like where is it?
Yeah.
And that's so like for me, what I've noticed is like I've had no anxiety since I stopped.
Interesting.
Now, I think the reason for that is I wasn't binging for as long. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't binging and I wasn't drinking for as long. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Whereas like we have similar mental health issues, but we didn't have similar habits prior to us stopping those bad habits. You know what I'm saying? So I wonder if, eventually you'll be where I am.
Mm.
It's just because the quantity
In
of
the
time
no
was so much
anxiety?
in the where you can manage it a lot easier, where you can recognize, oh, this is just anxiety. I'm not experiencing.
Oh, dude, yeah. Well,
You know-
I mean, I would say I'm already much
I'm just saying, like
better.
with the sleeping, like
Oh,
like,
I see what
like
you're saying.
for me, I would get anxiety like when the first night that I didn't or whatever. I couldn't sleep. Just my body was like, yeah, no, we're not doing this. Hope that's cool. And I was like, well, it's not cool because I have shit to do tomorrow. But then like now, 10:30 comes around. I take melatonin. 11:15 comes around. I'm like ready to fucking zonk. And I'm like ready. Like I'll just go into bed, lay down, get comfy, fall asleep. And that hasn't been the case for a long time. Even when I was drinking. Like it always took me a while to fall asleep, It's just I feel like I'm like better regulated. So
Yeah.
you ask how I'm sleeping, I'm fucking sleeping actually.
Nice. I think that like
Can I turn this chair a tad?
sure.
Is it gonna fuck my angles?
I don't think so.
This
you think
is
it's
my
going
good
that
side.
way?
I just wanna go. I don't wanna fuck the wall up though. Yep. We're gonna go like this. Okay. Yep. Like that. Better? Better?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I'm going to take this pillow out of my butt cheeks because it was way in there and it's comfy and my neck doesn't hurt.
Oh, because you were turning to the
Yeah,
see,
'cause-
I was worried about that.
Oops. Yeah.
The first guest that we had, they were sitting here, so my neck wasn't so cracked. But with you, back to the alcohol stuff,
Bitch is falling on my shit. Sorry.
you like one action leads to like unlimited possibilities,
Yes.
and for you like unlimited things to worry about.
Yeah.
So I wonder if the fact that you're not going to be hungover, you're not going to have to get up to pee, like all
Yeah.
of these things are taken out of the equation,
Yeah.
that it brings this sense of like comfort to you and makes that whole process easier to handle as well.
Can I be honest?
Yeah.
I thought part of it, I think a lot of the anxiety about it was that I was afraid I wasn't going to be able to quit.
Oh, yeah.
And then when I did, I was like, oh, I can do this. All right. You know what I
Nice.
mean? And I'm not
Yeah.
trying to like,
No.
I don't know if you're the right person to say that too, but you know
Dude,
what I'm saying?
It's absolutely
You're just
fine.
and you're in such a good place right now. Like,
Yeah.
as far as that, it's 120 days now, right?
What?
You're at you're at fucking 200 and something days.
Yeah, I'm at almost 300 days.
Yeah, I'm an idiot. Full blown.
I almost
I don't know why I
agreed.
said 120 days. Because I knew it was 9 months.
Right.
So that is a bad number. So it'd be 270 days.
Yeah, I'm at
Big time idiot.
I want to say it's like 280 something.
It's incredible, dude. I mean, you look like $1 million.
I don't, but
Yeah, you do. Look at that
thank
beard.
you.
It's so much healthier.
289 days.
Ew. My God.
I know, we're getting there.
Yeah, you are.
But yeah, I mean, the thing that I always say is like addiction is whatever is causing your life to be unmanageable.
Yes.
So, like, it doesn't matter what level of whatever. Like, because I get people that will say that to me. It's like, I know it's not the same as yours. It's like, it doesn't have to be. If you feel this way about it, then
Yeah.
it is whatever everyone's experience is different.
Right.
So everyone's threshold is different, yada,
Right.
yada, yada. Some people's rock bottom was, I noticed that I wasn't spending time with my wife or my kids as much. I was like, oh, yeah? But again, to that guy's point, like if the most important thing to him was the amount of time that he was spending with his family, and it had gone down so much that he went, whoa,
Yeah.
I've pulled back a lot.
Yeah.
Like, so it's all perspective.
Yeah. I wouldn't even say that I hit rock bottom. I just hit a point where I was hungover. I was the most hungover I'd been in a long time, 2 days in a row. And I was like, okay, this has gotta stop. Like, I can't continue to do this to my body. Plus, I stepped on the scale and I was like, I'm literally fat now. Like, there's no two ways around it. It's not, I'm not like in comfortable weight zone where they're like, hey, you can stand to lose a few pounds. I had like finally crossed the threshold where, like, on the doctor's charts, they'd be like, your hips are huge. Your ass is on a different planet right now. How is that possible? Like, literally the gap, like the distance. Like,
I was thinking of you yesterday because Layla was watching The Grinch.
I love that joke so much. But it's I do look more like the Grinch than ever. But like, if you were to take like a perfect plane, like, and go straight down from like the further fucking whatever, the furthest point out on my belly, and then the furthest point out on my butt cheeks, that number has expanded literally, like, I would say probably parabolically this year. Like, it's gone from, like, you know, whatever it was for 10 years, and in the last year it's just been like like, it's skyrocketing. So I've lost 5.5 pounds since I quit the drinks. And
Wow.
well, because I don't get the midnight snacks. I'm not having 3 or 4 Trulies at night, which is 400 fucking calories.
Yeah.
You know, like, all that additional calorie intake after 10 p.m. is gone. So my metabolism has the time to slow down and stop. And then in the morning, I don't eat. I just have some caffeine just to kind of get things fucking going. And then around noon, have myself some soup. Because Caitlin makes hella soup, and it's good. And then, like, last night I had fucking broccoli and chicken for dinner.
Nice.
Yeah. And I was just rock hard the whole time. I'm like, I am just the best boy right now.
I noticed that I got that I have a cavity today, and a part of me
Where
was
is
like,
it?
the only tooth that's left, man.
Oh, no, I thought maybe you were, like, rubbing yourself down. You're like, oh, that's a brand new cavity.
But I was kind of like, good. So now I'm not gonna eat fucking sweets.
You know what you should do, like, for real?
What's that?
You guys just got a new home.
Uh-huh.
You got a whole chunk of money, right? Save your money, but also talk to Kim about what it might
Going
look
to
like.
Nashville.
No, you
Oh.
fucking idiot.
Sorry.
God damn it. Actually, Nashville would be sweet, though. It's kind of it's kind of a toss-up now that you mention that, which doesn't bode well for my idea. Like, if taking one singular trip to Nashville or my idea, but you should just get fucking fake teeth. Just go in and get them done, because then you don't get cavities anymore. You brush your teeth all the time. You take really good care of your teeth.
Yeah.
Your teeth just suck.
Right.
And I know 3 people that have just done that. And their teeth are in excellent shape still. They stay white. They, you know, you still have to floss. You still have to brush. You still have to, you know, I mean, your breath is still a factor, but, like, you can eat ice cream again because you don't have to worry about the enamel issues. I would strongly consider, because what they do is they just throw caps on everything. They don't take all. I mean, you can get them. You can get them to get them.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
You can either get them, like, full blown removed and then them put in fake teeth, which is very expensive.
Yeah.
Or I don't know if you get dental insurance from Kim, but I'm sure you could plead a case to your insurance company and just say like, hey, like it's costing me money every year to deal with these teeth. How about
veneers?
Yeah, that's kind of what it would be. I don't know what it's called or like what because I don't think because veneers are porcelain, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if they use porcelain for this particular technique. They literally just like take a mold of your current teeth and then they're like, all right, let's fucking just cap these puppies.
Yeah.
And then your teeth don't die, they stay healthy. And you know, like this is what it looks like. They just put some shit over your dick and then you just get fucking, and it's not that your teeth look bad. It's that your teeth are unhealthy because you have shitty teeth. You know? Huh. So like
That's a good look.
I would consider it. Just because then
Ay, Dios mío.
Yeah. My God, that kid chewed on rocks for years before they got their teeth fixed.
That's tobacco, right?
No, you know what? You want to know something wild? Everyone says that chewing tobacco and whatnot, like they say it causes cancer and stuff.
The Surgeon General is they, right?
Yeah. So this kind of falls into the talking about vaping episode. So maybe we could, but that's a crock of shit, by the way.
That vaping messes up your teeth?
No, that chewing tobacco
messes up your
gives
teeth?
you cancer. It stains your teeth, but so does coffee. Chewing tobacco doesn't actually give you mouth cancer. It's the chemicals in the tobacco. So like snus.
Right.
So like snus, which is still tobacco, but doesn't have all the additional chemicals and everything in it.
It's just leaves?
Yeah. So like, now, granted, my teeth are yellow because I drink a lot of coffee, and for a long time I drank a lot of wine, But I chewed over a tin a day. So like, that's a lot of chewing tobacco. And I went lower deck every time. Look at my gums now. Like, they're healthy.
Yeah, but that's...
People put it up top.
Yeah. It's called an upper decker.
Sounds very sports.
Some people say some people say I'm going to throw one in the nosebleeds, which is also pretty funny to me.
Is that
but yeah,
butt?
I was yeah, yep, no.
Oh.
Actually, the craziest chewing tobacco thing that I've ever heard, and actually I saw somebody do it one time. Hockey players, because, and I don't know if other athletes do this. Maybe baseball players, but hockey players, like a lot of them chew tobacco. But like you can't have it chewing in the middle of a game,
right?
Because like, what if you get hit and gut that thing, and then you're on the bench just yakking your fucking brains out, right?
Yeah.
So guys will, I'm not shitting you, slit in between their toes and put chewing tobacco in there and then tape over it. Wear that in their skate.
That doesn't hinder performance at all?
No, it increases it because it's a stimulant.
No, the toe thing.
Yeah, that's what I was going to
Well,
say.
I'm sure they put like a pouch in there, like as opposed to like actual loose
Why not just wear a nicotine patch?
I don't know. I don't have an answer for you.
Probably fucking Canadians.
I watched a guy do it, and part of me was like, he's doing this to be cool. But then I watched him do it again after he had been like, he kind of like made a scene about it once, and we were like, okay, dude, you're awesome. And then the next time we played together, like he did it again and he didn't say anything about it. And I was like, okay, is he like doing this for real? And then like he would like, as soon as we got off the ice, like when the Zamboni was going by, he would throw fucking chew in. Like it was just like he was constantly had chewing tobacco in his mouth.
Butthole?
No.
Would that be the bullpen?
That's funny. That's really funny. I don't know what you would call that.
I can't think of anything lower,
maybe behind home plate.
Yeah.
Throwing in behind home plate.
That's funny. The whole nicotine stimulant thing.
Yeah.
It only goes so far.
Before it's a depressant.
Well, not just that, but so the amount of stimulation that's going on is not as much as like the people who say like increased brain activity and like people
it's
associate increased brain activity with like functioning.
No, it's a blood flow thing actually. It broadens your blood vessels, like it which I think is called an astringent, like it makes your blood vessels bigger, so it increases blood flow. That's all it does. But it does it like minimally. It's like with a cup of coffee, you know.
Yep.
That's why you get a headache. Or no, it constricts your blood vessels. It's the opposite. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Okay, that's what I thought.
It constricts your blood vessels. It's the exact opposite. That's why you get headaches if you don't have enough caffeine.
No, you're using the right word.
It's an astringent. Right.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Which I
Iskies.
don't know why it increases your blood pressure because it shrinks.
Yes.
Not blood flow. I'm a fucking idiot. But that's why, like I said, if you don't have caffeine and you're addicted to caffeine, you get a headache back here.
Yeah.
You get a hypertension headache. That's what it's called. And it's because you don't have anything constricting your blood vessels. Because that's what caffeine does.
Huh.
So you just got a bunch of blood flowing through your brain, and your brain's like, no, hey, easy. So
we are at full capacity.
this is not working. We sold out this show. All right. Should we do some bratias?
Skirt.
Some brati buys?
Skidamarinka-dinka-dink.
Skidamarinka-doo.
I love
juice. Oh, damn it. Okay. All right. I didn't realize mine were at the bottom. It was already pre-mixed. I tried to...
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. Mara did a good thing. I did a bad thing. All right. This episode of Dude Absolutely is brought to you by Papa John's coupon code 15OFF. Save 15% every time. Seriously, this is real. Actually. So next time you order Papa John's, use the code 15OFF. It works for 15% off.
They always have something connected to sports. Like if the team shows up to the field, here's 30% off your order.
This episode of Dude Absolutely is brought to you by Sister Fist Brewing. Stretching a pun like your sister's asshole. Incest lovey. Did you write that?
Yeah, I did.
Sister Fist. That's pretty good. This episode of Dude Absolutely is brought to you by Featherweight Champions. You may be a champion, but you are no bird. Got some hollow bones. I have a hollow bone story to tell you after this. Don't let me forget hollow bones.
Da-na-na, da-na-na.
Have I done the Sports Center voice for you? Seriously, I can do the Sports Center guy voice. I'll just do that after this. What? So I have? Or
You've just said it so many times on this show.
Oh, really?
Ah, so funny.
I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I've even brought it up before. I've even been like, yeah, you say it a lot.
Really? God, I'm a full-blown idiot. I just have a bad memory. You know that.
It's true.
I also just get so excited.
Finding Dory. Okay. This episode of Dude Absolutely is brought to you by looking for a pen in the pen drawer even though none of them work, and fuck it, I'll use a Sharpie, but the Sharpie doesn't work because someone left the cap off, and son of a bitch, I guess I'll use my own blood!
One of my favorite things growing up was when the teacher would grab the dry erase marker. You guys grew up in the era of chalk, didn't you?
You piece of shit.
So they'd grab the dry erase marker and they'd start writing on the board and the marker wouldn't work, and they'd put a cap on it and put it back on the ledge.
Yeah.
They'd grab another marker, and then the next day they'd grab the fucking dead marker again, and you would just be like, how many days in a row is this going to happen? This episode of Dude Absolutely is brought to you by the time you fell asleep in chemistry class and farted yourself awake and all the hot girls were sitting right behind you and you were sitting in the one chair in the classroom that didn't have those 3 escape holes out the back, so it just echoed like a motherfucker.
That's so funny.
I didn't know that was the design purpose until today.
Yeah, it was legitimately sounded like a clap of thunder. It was, which is, by the way, that's my stripper name.
Clap of Thunder. I like it.
Yeah.
I had I was in, I don't know if it was chemistry or science class, and we had a teacher who was not cool. He actually kind of looked like Jabba the Hutt. Wow. If you put like Jabba the Hutt mixed with I can't think of the broadcaster's name, but anyways,
Ganondorf?
yeah. So he would come up to your desk, and he like thought that he was being smooth, but he would like scratch his nuts with the corner of the table.
Oh, God.
I'm like, very good. It's like, we see you doing this, man.
That's barium for you. Good job.
But one day, a friend of mine farted up the chair, and he heard it, but refused to react to it.
Yeah.
And I kept laughing, and he would just stop. Rather than saying, hey, knock it off, he would just stop, wait.
When you were laughing?
Yeah.
What a fucking dick. Just say something.
It made it that much
You
funnier
pansy
because he
ass.
had like a frog like that. Super funny. All right. This episode of... Oh, wait. Hold on now. Got it. This episode of Dude Absolutely is brought to you by Backgammon, the game everyone owns, but literally no one knows how to play. I thought it was Batgammon.
The name of the game?
Yeah.
See? Like, what the... Everyone has backgammon.
Go grab the backgammon, please.
Did you say bat cannon? This episode of Dude Absolutely is brought to you by Pelicans, nature's feathered Tupperware. Whoever decided that fishnets could be used as an article of clothing.
I guess I didn't cut those.
Okay. I was confused by that.
I wrote them
Damn
really
it!
close together.
That's
My bad.
really funny.
I'll read them separately.
Well, now it's all lost its luster.
Okay, suffer from a bad read, I guess. My bad.
Wait, let's just forget that happened.
But what'd you think of the Tupperware
The
one?
Pelicans one was fucking funny. And then I was just confused by the second one because I was like, this has nothing to do with Pelicans at all. They're close enough together that I could see why you wouldn't have.
And they both have to do. They kind of have to do.
That's
with
why
fish.
I was like, huh. I guess I'll go for it.
This episode of Dude Absolutely is brought to you by the turducken, exposing the horrors of interspecies mating.
I thought we were trying to build an audience of bestiality.
Right,
That
that's
kind
fair.
of sets us back a little bit. We love bestiality. Bestiality. Am I right?
Yes, you are right.
This episode of Dude Absolutely is brought to you by eating an entire tub of orange and lime sorbet while watching Labyrinth and tripping on shrooms. Mother of God, is that the TV talking or this fucking weird ice cream? Also, does anyone feel something pulling on their toes? I don't know. Every time I've done mushrooms, I always felt like there was like a beam of energy that would start in one finger and go throughout my whole body and then go out my toes. That's like how I knew I was tripping. That's how it would start. I'd be like, "Oh, it's here."
So that happened. That's a story that happened to me.
That doesn't shock me. Why would you watch Labyrinth on mushrooms, you maniac?
It was awesome. While we were watching it, because we convinced the like jock football star to do shrooms with us, which was awesome. I was like, I got an idea, and so I go out into the hallway, and I laid down, and I started on my knuckles, like dragging my body, like I had no legs,
Like a walrus.
into the room. And the jock guy was going, "Oh God, Duke, you're freaking me out, man."
I've only ever done them a couple times, but the two craziest, literally, I would say the two weirdest things that have ever happened to me in my entire life happened, and they were like not independent of the mushrooms, but like enhanced by the mushrooms. You know?
Okay.
So it was
Yeah,
like
yeah.
this very weird. the first thing is, and I think I've told you this, where the clouds looked like a waterfall, and I was just like laying on a towel in the middle of this field, and then they looked like a waterfall, and I was like, that's fucking badass. And then like a head came like through the clouds, and it was Darth Vader's mask, and I was like, well, that's really cool. and then the mask like came up, like it does in episode 6, but it was actually James Earl Jones. It wasn't like because James Earl, right? So then I was like, oh, and then like I connected in my brain that like my dad looks like a white James Earl Jones, because my dad does look like a white James Earl Jones, and then I talked to my dad and I apologized to him. Talked to him for like an hour. I apologized to him for all the times I'd lied to him and all the things I'd done to like hurt him. And then as soon as I was done tripping, I was like in the car by myself and just called my dad and told him like, hey Dad, this is going to sound really weird, but I just did mushrooms and I have to tell you, I'm sorry. And ever since that moment, like he and I have had a much, much, much better relationship.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Pretty cool. Second thing, we like walked into these super pretty flowers. It was these like big purple flowers that were just out off the path. We're like, this is amazing. We were out at these flowers, like sniffing them and fucking touching them. It was just, you just feel one with nature, And then we realized there were bees everywhere. And then instead of freaking out, we were all like, bees are the most incredible. Like, these flowers are only here because of these bees. And so we started like thanking the bees, and we're like, we wanted to like send positive energy to the bees. And then the bees started landing on us, and they were just walking around on our skin. And then when we decided we wanted to leave, we were like, okay, bees, we have to go. And then we just started walking, and they all flew off and left us alone.
Wow.
It was incredible. It was like when you see that crazy lady in the park.
If only Macaulay Culkin would have had that same.
I know. That's what I'm like. If it's like that moment with the crazy lady in the park throws the seeds and all the birds are like, bitch. Except it was bees. It was incredible, dude.
So of course, these are a Schedule 1 drug.
Right.
Can't have this happening.
Right. Can't let people be happy or anything.
Cirrhosis of the liver.
Right.
A-okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
drunk driving.
Yeah, I was going to say thousands and thousands dead on the road,
yeah.
but God forbid a guy feels closer with himself and his friends and his family and nature.
That's how you get to. Well, that is how you get to communism.
Yeah, that is painfully true. I will say though, another silly thing that happened is one of the guys that I was tripping with, literally like turned into a dog. Like, I'm not saying physically turned into a dog. His actions, he became a dog. It was the craziest thing. We literally like had a ball, and we were like playing catch with the ball, right? And then I like threw it too far, and he like turned around and ran through all these weeds and woods and whatever, and got the ball and ran it back to me and dropped it at my feet. He didn't say any words, and he was like, he just looked at me, and I grabbed the ball and I just like threw it again, and he ran. It like literally played fetch with a human being. It was hilarious.
That's got to be a fetish.
I don't know. I was horny, but I don't think he was. So maybe
I just
my
meant
fetish
in general.
Yeah, it could be. I also like drew graffiti on a piece of paper because I wanted to remember everything that was going on in my mind. And instead of just drawing or writing things down, I literally drew a wall in a 3-dimensional space and then drew graffiti on the wall. Huh. It was insane.
We need to get like a PO box.
This is
send us
Schedule
1 drugs.
This is like I want to say, okay, so this was the first time and really the only time that I had like a really good trip, and it was like one of 2 times I've done mushrooms, but that particular time I did a lot of mushrooms. So that would be probably why all these things happen, but I don't recommend it for somebody who's mentally unstable or unstable like myself right now. Like probably wouldn't be a good thing. I feel like
also age.
Yeah.
You have to be like
I thought you said
fully developed.
Yeah, your brain can't handle it if it ain't all there.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's a great phrase.
Just in general.
Oh, dude, did you watch the Dave Chappelle thing on Instagram?
Does that have anything to do with hollow bones?
Like he's got a new special or something on Instagram, or?
You didn't watch it?
How was I supposed to know? I don't fucking social media. You know this.
Oh my God.
It's like pulling teeth for me to promote my own show.
Dude, it's incredible.
What is it? What okay. What do I need to look up to find it?
So Dave Chappelle has Instagram now.
All of a sudden you don't know how to search for things?
So he has Instagram now, and he's only made 4 posts.
Okay.
And did you hear his SNL monologue?
Yeah.
You know how he made a little joke about how he found out that Chappelle's Show was streaming on Netflix.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, he did this 18-minute dialogue. And it is
I'm fucking watching.
so...
Don't tell me anything about it because I want to, he's my hero. So
if he's not your hero already, listeners, he will be.
that's amazing. I'm so excited now. All right. You ready for this? Hollow Bones.
Hollow Bones.
Okay. So there was this documentary on PBS that I watched with my dad a long time ago.
Wait, is this your prem or are we just talking about
No,
Hollow
this
Bones?
is, I'm going to tell the
okay,
Hollow
good,
Bones
good,
thing
good,
and then we
good,
can do prems.
Okay.
So, this documentary on PBS, my dad and I watched a lot of these documentaries together. There was one about lobotomies that I literally had nightmares about for a long time.
Yeah, that's terrifying.
Yeah, because the guy who started the lobotomies was full-blown psychopath, actually clinical psychopath, and
Yeah.
so he had zero remorse, and these every human that he did that he lobotomized was a subject to him, and all these people would go out and then commit heinous acts of violence or whatever because they had become sociopaths because he had separated that frontal lobe, so it was just this one man just created full chaos into the universe, and just everyone was like, all right, go ahead, do your thing. It's insane. Drove me nuts.
How this was the 1800s, right?
Late 1800s, maybe early 1900s. It's one or the other. It's either 1895 or 1910.
So the movie From Hell,
Is it about him?
Loosely,
Okay. Crazy. That guy was insane.
because they mashed the concept of what that guy was doing with Jack the Ripper.
Okay. Makes sense. Those are very similar characters when you look at their actions.
I
Okay.
heard someone be awake while they did the thing.
Yeah.
They're sing
Yeah.
this song, and then once the song doesn't make sense anymore, we did it.
Right.
That
And
was
dude,
holy
Kennedy's
shit.
sister, I think, is who that happened to.
well, the methodology for it. Have you ever learned because that's what fucked with me the hardest. They would take basically one of those medical chisels and put it underneath your eyelid and then just kind of hammer away until your brain split
Yep.
off. What the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
You asshole. You big time major league asshole. Okay. So that was one of the documentaries. But the documentary Poisoners is the one that has stuck with me more than anything ever. And it's about chemicals that were unknown poisons that became known poisons because of the effect that they had on widespread groups of people. And lead is one of them. Right? So there's one called barium, which me saying barium earlier, and then you saying the thing about birds.
Why did that? Yeah, okay, yeah.
I was like, holy shit, we have to talk about hollow bones. So barium glows in the dark. Okay? That's a huge key. So any substance with barium in it will glow in the dark. So back in the early 1900s, when there was more of that sort of human automation style of factory work, where the line, whatever they call that.
I gotcha.
So anyway, God, it's such a hilarious distraction. So these ladies would be responsible for not manufacturing watches, but putting the glow-in-the-dark paint on the watches so that the paint would glow at night so you could read your watch, right?
Holy shit.
And this was the beginning of this. So it was this. All these watches were the new thing. Everybody was getting them. So they were pumping out thousands and thousands of watches a day, right? Well, they were given these very fine-threaded paintbrushes to be able to paint accurately on these watch faces. So what they would do, instead of using a paper towel or whatever, they would take their tongue
Oh no.
and they would twist the brush in their tongue, and then they would dip it into the paint. And then after they painted a watch, they would put it in their mouth, twist it, dip it into the paint, right?
Oh my god.
So these ladies were literally consuming barium, and they didn't know. They didn't know it caused problems. And then one day a lady from the factory fell down the stairs, and she broke every bone in her body. and then they did an X-ray on her, and the barium, because it has the exact same number of electrons in its, whatever, it's on the same column of the periodic table as calcium. It was replacing the calcium in their bones. So if you look up like barium bone whatever, their bones were literally becoming hollow.
Whoa.
So they were crumbling. Like, isn't that insane? Okay. Yeah. Isn't that insane though?
Yeah.
Because that stuff's usually just used for enemas.
Barium?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
I've heard it on ER.
I think it's barium. Jesus, now I don't know if I'm right. But I think it's barium. If you look like...
Ooh, there's a few. There's oxide, chloride.
If you just look up barium bone...
By the way, Alex and I were not laughing at Ladies Crumbling. We were laughing at Samuel L. Jackson.
Right.
Playing Mr. Bones.
Right.
Mr. Glass.
Mr. Glass, sorry. What'd you do?
I think I hit the wrong button.
Click the X in the...
Just going to kill that tab real
Oh.
quick. I was trying to find spoilers for Dave
Oh,
Chappelle.
fuck you. Yeah, if you look up like barium poisoning bone issue or something.
You are kind of evil, huh?
Yeah.
A little on the evil side.
Just on spoilers. I think it's too funny. Like, I can't go back on it now. I did it once, and now it's the funniest thing to me. Everyone hates it.
Ah, God. I'm going to watch so much fucking Mandalorian tonight. I can't wait.
Maybe it wasn't barium. Barium was one of the things that was included in the documentary, so maybe I'm remembering the wrong particular one.
You said green coloring, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, it glows in the dark. Blood's potassium levels are too low. No. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't barium. Regardless, this was a thing.
Excuse me. Irregardless.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. My mistake. Fucking dick.
It's just my brother, it's his favorite thing. If he ever hears somebody say regardless, he'll go, excuse me, irregardless.
Yeah, maybe look up hollow or chemical poisoning that caused hollow bones in women in a watch factory.
Watch factory.
Yeah.
Mavis Beacon didn't do good with me.
Radium. It's radium. Because it radiates. Because it's glow in the dark radium. You fucking idiot, Alex. It is radium. But
okay,
they
that's not an enema.
Yeah, it's not. But yeah, radium girls.
Well, maybe.
That's literally what they call them.
Radium Girls sounds like a porn site.
Yeah, or... Yeah. Yeah, you right. You right. I love how you looked up radium enema and it was like, you mean barium. Do not put radium in you.
Madam!
Yeah, the Radium Girls thing is so horrifying. Radiumgirls.com. You put a U in there, didn't you? Oh, I was like, yucky. Yeah, dude, that stuck with me. Obviously, the wrong chemical, but it still stuck with me because it's such a insane tragedy.
Yeah.
Like their bone density was similar to that of birds.
I mean,
so like they could fly. So kind of sick.
For a minute, and then all the bones break.
Yeah, but isn't that
gravity?
That's just insane. And so
that's so wild.
Yeah, but it was like making their teeth whiter and all this. So they thought it was like good for them. So they didn't worry about it.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Someone probably was selling it for that reason for a minute.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. It's on some like fucking in some weird hick town in Tennessee, like on a poster, and it was just like barium is great for whitening your teeth and calling out cars.
Barium, also known as
beep beep beep
radium.
beep 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 beep
Has been
beep 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 beep.
discovered.
So excited. Radium will whiten your teeth and it'll make your bones hollow. You want to lose weight but don't have the time to work out? Eat radium. It'll make your teeth whiter and make you lose weight, and don't forget to not fall down the stairs till you die.
Next on AM radio.
Yeah.
Not falling down the stairs is just a general good piece of
Right.
advice.
Yeah. Well, it depends. Because if you're me and you're hanging out with your friends and
You're the jackass crew.
and you just grab a sled and let her rip down the stairs, that's a good time.
It'd be funny, like if somebody, like you know how side effects may vary with the things.
Yeah.
Avoid stairs, like being one of the things. So you're like, why avoid stairs?
So funny. All right, you ready for prems?
Yeah.
Why don't you hit them up there, dog?
It's Pikachu.
You go first, biscuits.
Okay. So I'd thought about this premise a long time ago, but never. Landon seemed too young to try and do this joke, and now that he has a mustache, I feel like I can bring this one out. So, as a parent, you never think of teaching your child the safeties of masturbation.
Oh God.
But I've learned that it's an important thing, because I opened the door on Landon, and he looked up at me with his eyes wide, and I said, "What are you doing?" And he said, "I don't know." And I believed him, because he was whittling his weenus like he was trying to start a fire. So parents, it's important to teach your children safeties of masturbation,
Yeah, stop trying to start a fire with your cock.
because only you
Can prevent.
can prevent forest fires.
There's got to be a word that starts with only you can prevent phallic fires.
Ooh, nice.
Right? Yeah, that's a good replacement for Forrest.
Yeah.
I'm funnier than you. It's so dickish.
Campfire bedroom.
I have enough pubes to constitute a forest.
I shaved my Forrest, and I also shaved my gooch.
Oh, we
And-
still got to
and-
get your nips pierced.
Yeah,
We're just going to have to wait until
I figured that's what we were doing.
Yeah.
the world ends or whatever's doing. Whatever's
And then we're
next.
just gonna do them ourselves. We're just gonna get a giant blow dart, and you're gonna have to stand
We're gonna get one of
perpendicular.
those lobotomy chisels.
We're just gonna send one
hammer 'em
right,
in.
send one right through both of them at the same time. We're gonna have to throw some ice cubes on them first, and then just.
But yeah, that's my premise
That's a
for
good
this
bit.
week.
I like it. I think one you can take it like you can talk about yourself and your discovery of that and how that and
Yeah.
how you were like, how did his fucking brain even go there?
And I don't know if I want to preface the thing first, or if I want to go with like every parent's nightmare. I opened the door and there he was. And then I go, so parents, you need to teach, and then go the safeties of masturbation.
I think that's the right. I think that's the right.
Right,
You
go
got to tell the story.
afterwards.
Yeah, you got to tell the story first, because otherwise there's no.
Anticipation.
Yeah. Well, no, the anticipation is there. But the
Masturbation.
payoff is different.
Ah.
You want the payoff to be more, especially given the way that you tell jokes, that misdirection sort of. So, because you can set it up the same way, and everyone's expecting you to hear your kid was jacking off.
Yeah.
But for you to say, and he was fucking whittling his cock again, it's like the level of embarrassment that you have when you see that, to be like, where did I go wrong? Like, I don't know. There's different ways you can take it that I think the payoff, you got to have that as the payoff.
Yeah. And it could lead into, I have one story that I've told.
Like you could do like, at least he's not watching porn, because if he was, he wouldn't be fucking doing that.
Ooh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
like,
very
so
good.
I did something right. The kid's not on Pornhub yet.
Yeah. I have a story of, because I could say I wish my parents would have had the wherewithal to teach me the safeties of masturbation. And I have my story of, like, I was 14 the first time I did.
Really? That's
Yeah.
late.
Yeah.
Especially given the fact that you were sexually active nearly right after that.
Yeah. I got to work.
Yeah, one orgasm under your belt, and you're like, I'm gonna fuck everything.
Yeah. But so, like, I just took an erroneous amount of showers.
That's where you did it?
Yeah, because I was like, well, where can I do it?
Yeah, that's true. I always waited.
The sun's up,
I always
and
waited till
I
bedtime.
need it now.
Oh yeah, I didn't have the.
So
That's what I looked forward to. That was my payoff for just making it through the day.
Yeah,
'Cause I got to just put on my jammies, which I was at the age where you're still putting on your jammies,
I was like a Quagmire when he discovers the internet.
and then open up my book and take out the picture that I cut out of my dad's magazine that wasn't a porno mag, but just had one of those advertisements for a porno mag in the back of it, and I ripped that page out, and then
You didn't just pinch it between the pages?
well, that's what I'm saying. I used it as a my dick.
Yeah.
No, I read the book.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a book I was reading. I just used that as my bookmark. And then I could read my book, and then when I was finished reading, I'd crack one off real quick and then throw it between the pages and call it a nizite.
So, anyways,
Sorry.
Wisdom.
so I was yakking like crazy. And
Yakking
Yeah.
has a different meaning.
Yakking.
So Chris was bulimic, but he was also jacking off a lot.
Well, it's a soft J. Yakking.
I know, but yakking is what you say when you throw up. Like, dude, that guy.
Who says that?
A lot of people I know. The guy yacked all over the floor. How have you not heard that before?
Okay. We're derailing. So
Yeah, that's on me.
lots of whacking.
Stepping on your joke.
And I would do it in the shower. And nobody was questioning that I was taking all these showers. And I was using the shampoo
As your lubricant.
as my lubus.
So you guys went
So-
through hella pert back then.
I'm snurfing. And
Did you use Head and Shoulders?
and I go pee and it hurts like a lot.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man, I've been masturbating so much that I broke my penis.
I've been mastering so much. Joseph Smith is coming after me.
So I go, and I was like terrified. I didn't know.
Yeah.
So I
no,
go to
yeah.
my dad. I'm like, Dad,
I think
this is super embarrassing, but I'm sorry. I've been masturbating, and I think I broke my penis. And
I
he
was cooking without my pants on.
so this is
you fucked that chicken.
this is what my dad does. He goes, using the shampoo. I go, yeah. You got shampoo in your wiener. And that's why it burns. And I was like, oh.
and then you do the like stepbrothers, like still waiting for the correct answer. Like, so, and he's like, yeah, it's not broken. You're like, good. Cool. No doubt. I'm going to go take a shower.
Yeah. And that was the funny thing is I was like, I'm going to go take a shower for real this time.
And he's like, you're a greasy boy. Not a lot's changed.
Not a lot's changed. Yeah.
Oh man, I used to. This is fucking weird, but it's true. I used to cut holes in my pillows because all the abrasion on the end of the felt like somebody put pop rocks in their mouth and sucked the cock. Not that that's ever actually happened to me, so I don't know what it feels like, but I wish I did because that sounds fun.
I was too scared of it.
Pop rocks in the.
I was like,
Yeah, dude. What if that one
I
of
don't
those
want explosions
Yeah,
by my.
What if one of those goes in there?
Yeah.
And then it's just pip pop.
If you
ripping.
thought shampoo was bad,
I'm only putting shampoo in there, not pop rocks.
Yeah, I'm not putting a sparkler in my dick, thanks. So, all right. So my premise, I'm going to leave out some of the story. I didn't need to tell you that because you wouldn't have known.
yeah. I gotta stop using a real name.
I love that joke so much.
Oh my God, Rebecca.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention this. She was talking about how cool the Atlanta comic scene is. She was like, "Yeah, I saw Hannibal Burgess there."
And everyone was like, boo.
I'd be like, "Who the fuck is that? The guy who opens up for Brian Regan?"
It's just the Walmart equivalent.
It's like actually Hannibal Lecter.
Sorry. Okay.
Your son's hilarious.
He's a good boy.
Yeah, he is a really good kid. Like, holy cow. He's like a really well-behaved child. It's unbelievable. Plays a lot of video games, but what are you going to do?
What are you gonna? Oh,
He can't hang out with his friends
He
right now.
did do a not good boy thing though,
Uh-oh.
but he did it in a very funny way.
So then you had to be like, funny, can't do that anymore or mom's going to kill me.
The kids were trick-or-treating at my parents', and so there was we did that thing where they went from room to room to trick-or-treat,
Yeah.
and it was going well, and Lana got bored, and so he's sitting on a bench like this, and Kim and I are sitting on a couch across from him. And without looking, he's on his phone, and he hears that his cousin's coming, and he goes, "Trip." Said "trip" out loud, stuck his foot out, and then full plof. Very comical, like trip and fall.
Oh God.
And yeah, Kim very audibly.
Yeah. Of course, because you can't not laugh, but you also have to be like, "Hey."
And then she responded. The cousin responded with, "Landon, why do you always have to ruin a fun time?"
That's almost funnier. That's really good.
Yeah, it was very funny.
All right. So the other night, I don't know what was said to me, but I responded to Caitlin in a Russian accent, right?
Oh, okay.
And Caitlin is very fond of her own impressions. In fact, she uses the phrase, "It's really good," right? And then I have to be like, "No, it's not." And then she's like, "I mean, it is. Like, I know it is." And I'm like, "Okay, I'll give you it's okay. It's not bad, but it's not really good." And then she's like, "It's good." And I'm like, "Correction there. You see you just auto-corrected yourself? Take out the really. It's good. Sure, we'll go with that. But really good is better than good, and it's not better than good, you know?" And I just like every time I'm like fucking with every impression she does. She does a Cher impression, and it doesn't sound like Cher at all, and it drives me nuts because I'm like, "Caitlin, this is a horrible impression." She's like, "I think it's wonderful," and I'm like, "Well, you're delusional." But anyway, so then she responded to what I said in a Russian accent, in an American act, like she spoke in her normal voice. Minutes later, I make a joke saying like something about, we should go, fucking, and then she's like, "What's in it for the Russians?" And I was like, "That's not working for me, And then she's like, "But seriously, you going to make any offers?" And I'm like, "We gotta not do it with that accent because it's not working for." Like, I'm soft as can be right now. Like, I don't think of, my ideal sex symbol isn't like a deep voiced Russian woman, So like, and I say like, "Can you stop with the accent?" And she's like, instead of stopping, she just changed the accent to be like less Russian and more like Slavic, So it was like she was trial and erroring different,
doing some R&D,
different Soviet accents, basically. So she's like full blown Russian, and I'm like, not working. Then she's like, "More Slavic," and I'm like, "No, not for me." And she's like, "What if we stay behind the Iron Curtain but goes closer to like Germany?" And I'm like, "Seriously, no. Like, let's not do it with the accent." And then she's like, "I'm just trying to have fun." And I'm like, "It's not working. This is not fun." And then after that, she was like, "I'm sorry. Like, I was just like trying to have a good time." And I'm like, "I get that, but like, she's like, I was just trying to do this like funny sort of like, I'm a Russian ambassador and you're the Secretary of State." And I'm like, "Okay." The only reference point I have of that is Madam Secretary, where the Secretary of State is Tia Leone, a woman. So now I'm a woman in this scenario, and she is an old pancake-tittied, fucking saggy white guy, And it's just like, it just wasn't like, I'm fine with, whatever, like doing some role play, but can we maybe like ease into it? Like, I don't want to switch our gender roles for our first go at this, Like, I fully expected her to like turn around, strapped one on, and just like, "Bend over, bitch. I'm going to show you where Wild Goose goes." Like, ah! Like, I don't know. It was a really fun, and then like as I'm like explaining to her like how I interpreted this, I basically just said everything I just said. She's like, "You gotta tell this is one of your bits." And I was like, "You want me to tell people that you tried to be sexy with various Soviet accents?" And she's like, "Yeah." And so I was like, "All right, that's what I'm doing for my bit."
dude.
On the PCast.
It's funny because you could do a bait and switch in there, whereas like the thing that like the reason why you couldn't get into it is because how anti-communism you are.
Yeah. I was just like, fucking enough of this leftist crap. I'm gonna go watch Tucker.
Communism is leftist?
Yeah,
What?
Yes.
It is?
it's like
Yes.
as far left as you can go.
Communism.
Yeah,
So you're mixing in
you're thinking.
authoritarianism.
Yeah,
Dictatorship.
which both can become that, but communism is on the way left. Fascism is on the way right.
Ah.
Right. So, like Italy and Japan and Germany, the Axis powers in World War II were all fascist governments.
Okay.
Okay. Then the Allied powers were democratic republics, except for the Soviet Union, which is a communist country. Right.
Okay.
Then we went to war in Korea after that. North Korea, dictatorship, sort of fascist. They claim to be communist, but more fascist than communist because one guy's got everything and everybody else has nothing,
Right.
right? And then we went to Vietnam because Russia and China were propping up North Vietnam as a communist power. And then the Cold War happened. And so anytime except for World War II, just think of those governments as those are far left, which is so weird to me,
That is really weird.
isn't it? So like after World War II, when Germany was split in two, a formerly fascist country was split down the middle and became the exact opposite side of the spectrum on one half, and then the other half was more democratic. It's just like, think about that. It's such a wild
Yeah.
turn of
That's the
events.
Berlin Wall.
Yeah. Dude, fascism is... Both are, to me,
Ironically,
scary, but
not fashionable.
yeah, at all. But fascism is such a weird thing because it starts populist. Does that make sense?
Interesting.
So it's not necessarily people-driven, other than the fact that the person gets themselves in power by doing what the people want. And then they start to manipulate the people by telling them that there are forces working against them, and oftentimes they use disenfranchised groups or
Right.
or religious groups or whatever that don't necessarily fit in with the current culture, and they demonize those people to rally everybody up, and then using that power that they've gotten through those activities, they start to little by little just nip, take away all the liberties from everybody until nobody has liberty unless you bend the knee.
Right. So what you're saying is I
Whereas-
shouldn't feel, because I was feeling guilty before for wanting to be communist, but because it's so far left, I actually feel fine about it now. Because I'm a leftist kid.
Yeah, but like you can be not that far left and
But why
still
not?
because over 100 million people have been killed in the name of
Someone read the
communism.
Black Book of Communism.
Yeah, communism, rad,
It's not though.
dude. Now I'm all about it.
I mean, like Stalin killed 15 to
Yeah,
25
but that was a dictator.
communist dictator.
But the thing that started was the communism. The thing that got bad was
Okay, so
the
Mao.
fascism.
So Mao in China
Mao, also not such a
Mao
great guy.
Zedong.
But that's a guy.
killed 80 million people.
We're talking about a one bad apple.
Okay, no, we're not talking about one bad apple.
He had a good stance on landlords.
Who did? Mao?
Mao.
Yeah, but he kind of was the landlord himself and killed 80 million of his people. He's kind of a fucking asshole. Actually, he was an asshole.
Yeah.
Drove over people with tanks
That's
because
what
they
we
didn't
do
like
too.
what he did.
That's
You
what
know?
we exposed with the WikiLeaks.
What? That we drive over
They would
people
do the
with
same
tanks?
shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but not the same shit though.
Sure.
No American regime has killed 80 million of their own people ever,
So that's
Oh, we did
the,
put him in camps.
and we
though.
haven't. Huh?
we did put him in camps. But
We did. Yes,
But the thing is,
and that was the most socialist.
So
That was the most socialist regime America has ever had. Was putting people in
the
camps.
Japanese people.
Yeah. That was FDR.
What do you mean the most socialist?
FDR.
He wasn't socialist.
He was the most socialist of all of the regimes in American history.
Be more socialister than him then.
So put all the Japanese people in the country in camps?
But how is that a socialist ideal, though?
I'm not saying it is. I'm saying
This is correlation.
Right. It's just like, that was a bad faith argument. I was just kind of being like, hey, check it out.
I mean, how many people are like enslaved right now or starving and under the current system?
Well, dictatorships across the world are causing problems.
We are causing problems when we like
fight regime change wars and proxy wars.
Leaders in other countries.
I am not pro proxy / regime change war.
Yeah.
I like Tulsi's stance on that, where she's like, hey, how about we talk to the people and figure out what they want instead of just going in there with guns and tanks and fucking planes and blowing shit up and then being like, all right, you guys got it from here.
What we're trying to say is Michael Richards isn't that bad of a guy.
Yeah, and David Attenborough is a sex machine, and I refuse to see anything otherwise.
I could not agree more.
Dude, I would love for him to narrate a day in my life, just because I feel like it would make me feel exotic.
Did you see they made a documentary about him?
Yeah.
Which is that meta?
Did you get Morgan Freeman on there?
No, it's more talking head style, isn't it?
That's funny. No. Oh, well, I mean, they interview him.
Yeah.
But the narrator is not him.
Right. I'm just saying, like, the focus of the documentary isn't like subject and then only narrator like he did for all of the nature documentaries.
Right. I got you.
Like the subject is him and he gets to talk in it and be present in it.
Yes.
Would that be your number one choice for narrator of your life?
Oh man, I don't know. There's a few.
What you got?
Well, David Attenborough obviously is up there. His brother Richard Attenborough, who is now dead, but would have also been great. He's the guy from Jurassic Park. He plays the grandpa in Jurassic Park.
Oh.
That's David Attenborough's brother.
No way.
Mm-hmm. You want to know something fucking crazy? Have you seen the movie The Great Escape?
Hell yeah. Great movie.
Yeah. You know the pudgy-faced guy in Great Escape?
Yes.
That's Richard Attenborough.
Really?
Yeah. Isn't that insane?
Wow.
It's a mind bender because he's only like 20 in The Great Escape. Like he's young.
I would get the Micro Machines guy.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So just get it done.
Yeah.
The Micro Machines guy?
Well, so mine would be David Attenborough, Morgan Freeman, obviously, or the guy who does the EA Sports thing. You know, EA Sports. It's in the game. That guy. That'd be fun. If he was just like, Alex is up and ready to fuck. Go get your toothbrush, big boy. Show us what time it is.
Mine would be Idris Elba.
Oh yeah, dude. You couldn't help it. You'd be rocking around with a fucking bone cone.
Micro Machine. Each one has dramatic details, terrific trims, stupendous styling, precision paint jobs, working wheels. Micro Machine cars, vast variety, including Lamborghini, Trans Am, Corvette, 4x4 Blazer, pickup charger, and many more. Micro Machine planes, polished, perfect precision. Like 15 courses, space shuttle.
Dude, this guy was like, all right, if I'm going to do this commercial, give me all the cocaine.
Every single cocaine.
Yeah, and then they were like, all right, yeah.
He's got it between his toes and his butthole.
he's got one on the back porch. He's got one in the seats behind home plate. Front row.
Yeah.
Got one in the upper deck.
Courtside.
Yeah. Oh, dude, that's way funnier.
Yes.
Yeah.
God damn it. That's really funny. How do you even remember this guy?
He was probably like some bullshit VH1 show.
Oh, God damn it. That's funny. Idris Elba, Dave Chappelle, or, Jeff Bridges.
Dude, those are three really solid answers.
I was going to say
very much left fielders, like not ones I would have expected at all.
I was going to say Sam Elliott.
Oh, yeah. But then you'd be like, God.
Kind of.
The whole time you'd be like, Dodge Ram.
I might go with Agent Smith.
Ooh.
Wow. So, wait, do you want to go
I
with...
want the character.
Okay, I was going to say, is it Hugo Weaving or just Agent Smith?
Because I'm pretty sure he has
He is an American accent in that one.
Yeah, but
Whereas
he's British, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I want that.
He's European.
Boots.
I don't know if he's actually British, but I know he's European.
But yeah,
Oh,
I want-
interesting.
I want that voice inflection. I love it.
Mr. Anderson.
Yeah, his speeches are great.
Dude,
That's really good.
Mr. Anderson.
Actually, Oracle in that one. Or wait,
The original Oracle or the
This is gonna blow
No,
your
no, no,
fucking
not
mind. I can't wait
Oracle.
for you to see this.
what's the fucking guy's name?
The guy's from Africa.
Oh, he's South African?
No, he's from Nigeria.
What?
Yeah, Hugo Weaving is black. Hugo Weaving is black on our show.
Wow.
Yeah,
That is wild.
yeah, that is crazy.
There was Neo
Yeah,
and there was
Morpheus. Yeah.
That guy's voice is actually pretty dope.
Yeah, do you know his name? Lawrence Fishburne.
Yeah, he was in Searching for Bobby Fischer.
He is in that. You know who I always used to get mixed up?
Lawrence Fishburne,
And
Dante Culpepper.
no, I wish, dude. No, the guy whose eyes fucked up. What's his fucking name?
Forrest Whitaker?
Yeah. I always used to get Lawrence Fishburne and Forrest Whitaker mixed up. Yeah.
It's funny because we call him Old Sleepy Eye.
Yeah.
So he had British parents, though.
Oh, I mean, all of it makes sense except the Nigeria thing.
That is so funny.
Okay. Now, before we go, this is tribute, or this is thanks to Caitlin. I have a musical artist to show you guys. Now, you guys both know that my music roots are more like blues,
Nigerian.
blues, hip hop. You know,
singing.
evolutions of blues. You know, so like my favorite rock bands are bands like Led Zeppelin and whatever.
Do you mind if I go pee pee real quick?
I'm gonna play like 2 seconds of a song.
Okay.
So this artist records with Rick Rubin, apparently. Caitlin showed me her. I want to get your thoughts quickly on what she sounds like. and then I'm
for
gonna
some
tell
reason
you
I thought you said Rick Astley.
No.
Because did you see the whole cyberpunk thing
Yeah.
that came out?
Yeah. Okay, you ready? Oh, fucking Spotify always does this now.
Fucking thing sucks.
Okay.
That lady knows music theory.
That's a white girl.
Oh no.
Yeah. The soul is my thing.
Madam.
You don't get people who have the soul in their voice like Aretha or like, I mean, that's a completely different category of capability, I think, that you don't get out of. This isn't fucking Taylor Swift. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What does she sound like when she speaks? Is
This
what
girl?
I want to know.
I don't know. I've never listened to her talk. I've listened to her sing. She sounds like Alicia Keys to me when she sings.
Yeah.
Isn't that cool? Like that, how good this girl's voice is. Like, holy shit.
What's the lady's name?
Oh, sorry, I was looking.
Her
up,
name is Madison Ryan Ward.
the lady that sang on Grey Gig in the Sky.
Oh yeah. They're so few and far between to not sound poppy as fuck when they talk or when they sing.
Well, I mean, Elle King.
I don't know who that is.
That's
Pro
Rob
wrestler.
Hell yeah.
Rob Schneider's daughter.
Okay.
She has a voice kind of like that, and she's a honky.
Very, very soulful. It's like what I'm used to hearing, like when you hear a white lady sing, is like fucking Gwen Stefani. Or like, you know, there isn't like soul there. Like, and I prefer that route of music. And so the further I go back in time, the more often I'm listening to somebody who sings blues. And blues was a huge part of the African American community. You know, that was like, it originated in that community.
Is that Elle King?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
She looks just like Rob Schneider.
Yeah.
No lucha mask though.
No, she seems really, really, really cool.
All right, can we do the thing I wanted to do really
Yes.
Okay. So tomorrow's Thanks Pimpin', and I just wanted to quickly say thank you to all the people who listen to the show and support the show. It's been a fucking wild year, and I know that for a lot of us, like, you can nitpick and find a lot of things to not be thankful for right now. But Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday, not because you get to eat food, not because you get a Thursday off of work, not because you get deals tomorrow or on the next day at stores, but because this is the one time a year that, like, we actually utilize to be consciously thankful for the things that have made a positive impact on us. And I would say, like, amidst the chaos of this year, this podcast has been nothing short of incredible for me. So for anybody who listens and whatever, shares and tells their friends, like, thank you, because I love doing this, and I love doing this with you guys. Like, this is just, it's one of the highlights of my week every week, and we talk about hard stuff to talk about, and we, get to laugh a lot. And, like, I don't know where I'd be this year without getting to look forward to Wednesdays. So thank you all so much. And also, nobody else they're not going to hear this, but I just want to also thank Caitlin and my parents, because, if they didn't support me in being a comic, none of this would have happened. So, yeah, I love everything about Dude Absolutely, and everyone who listens to it especially. So, yeah, thanks.
God, you're so gay.
Yeah, dude, mega gay. Dude,
I am
mag gay.
Oh, how did anyone ever do that?
I don't know, maybe.
I feel like that would have been
maybe
I
Mike,
did immediately.
I was going to say, like, maybe Mike Pence in his room.
He's crying. I'm gay.
My gay. Do you think when he cries, only tears fall and his face doesn't change? He's just like a serpent.
I do.
Like, he just looks at himself and his tears fall, and he's like, "Stop it, you homosexual."
That's an incredibly possible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. That guy doesn't even dry his eyes either. They just dry on their way down. He's the driest human being
just,
ever. Yeah, dude. He's the driest human being that's ever lived. Sorry.
No. That's really funny.
Okay.
So after I listened to Chappelle's thing yesterday, I was like, he talked about how, like, from a young age, he's really good at this thing. And I thought about how every artistic endeavor I've ever attempted, I've failed at. And it used to, like, really frustrate me. And it was just, like, maddening. I mean, that was one of the things that, like, when I was in my, like, manic states last year, one of the mantras that I would say was, like, every artistic thing I've ever tried, I've failed at. But the connecting thing in all of those was speech. The way that I talk to others and try to connect, because it's more than every single thing that I've done, I've seen somebody else and gone, why aren't people noticing them more? And I've tried to elevate those individuals. Snowboarding, rollerblading, comedy, everything has always been, people need to hear more of these individuals. And I've never been let down by that. And this podcast has, like, I'm never disappointed, really, like, with what we do. I've felt maybe not so great about some of the things that the ways that I've gone about trying to get certain things, and this all comes with learning. But, like, the end of the day, like, I'm really, 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 really thankful that it has forced Kim and I to spend up to 4 hours a week where it's her and I talking, not sitting there watching something like we are avidly speaking. And then reconnected me with Mara, who I've always found insanely hilarious. And it's just a joy to learn from you, relearn from you, really, because there was things that I always wanted to ask you and yada, yada, yada. I just am, yeah, and I've said it before, addicts fail because they don't have a support system and they become jaded. And it's just one easy excuse to not stay sober. And I've been unbelievably lucky that not just my family, but my friends have all been incredibly supportive. And the type of person that I am, if you enjoy me to whatever degree, is because of the people that I have in my life right fucking now. Very, very, very lucky. Like, more lucky than you could ever understand, listener, people who don't know. Like, things could have gone much differently were I in a different scenario and surrounded myself with different people. So just unbelievably thankful and lucky to know you guys and to have you in my life. I love you.
I love you too, baby boy.
You're cool.
Mara, thankful for things?
Yeah, you keep saying the podcast, and I was going to say that too, jerks.
Well, I mean, we're on a podcast, so
That's
it's okay.
true, we're all on it. It's cool that I have a space to, like, say all the weird shit I put in my notes app on my iPhone. I'm just going to say this pun that entered into my head and see how that flies. It's like a creative outlet that I didn't really have one for a long time. When I was a kid, I was really creative, like artistically. I kind of related because I've failed too in that regard. Yeah, and I do look forward to doing this every week, and it's really cool. And then, my roommate is really cool too. I moved in with him last year, and he lets me use his car.
Oh, yeah.
That's how I get here. And then what else is on there? I'm thankful for only having to work 4 hours a day now, even though that means I'm incredibly poor. It's a lot less stressful, and I don't have all that anxiety and stuff. Those are the things.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
All right. So, same time next week?
Dude.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Oh, I thought you were going to do a prim.
Okay.
All right, dude, absolutely. Balls.
Dude. Yeah, absolutely.
Dude, absolutely.